And hello again there, YouTube, on this lovely Saturday afternoon, end of March. What we're taking a look at here is a bar that I've actually shown before. This is my FDNY Model 12F. Basically, this bar has been sitting with me for a considerable amount of time, and I'm kind of doing a reverse here because I took the bar apart because I found, or I have, new domes for it, and I want to refurbish the other domes. The original domes have a lot of yellowing on them. I want to refurbish them, get them back up into running, so on and so forth. But I've been lucky, if you want to call it that, as of late, if you want to call that luck, finding a lot of Model 12Fs. So I figure I could just segue this one right into the deal and get this one up and running. Really, there's nothing super special about this bar other than the fact that, again, it is just a regular Model 12F, but this does have the pedigree of coming from, as these are upside down, no surprise, the FDNY. If you look at the tag here, you can see it does say 12F, volts 12, series A3. So this is a newer bar. The giveaways, obviously, on the newer bar, if you follow some of my other videos, are the fact that plastic speaker tray, not full round lamp holders. In other words, these are skeletonized, or what do they call that? Skeletized or hollowed ones. These are the newer style flashers. Again, the other ones were the Par 36 aerodynamic style flashers. There's a little bit of a discrepancy, as I've seen some dates on those to say that these are the older style and the other ones are newer. I think they kind of swapped around a little bit, but I do believe this is the newer style 12F. And then obviously you've got your can flasher here. These all work, which is great. And then the last giveaway really that you're looking at a newer bar is the Type 3 motor here. This is the aerodynamic motor. Now it's going to be hard to do. I'll try for you guys, or ladies and gents. Give me a second here, wire in the way. If you look real close, that's an 83. And I'm not going to be able to get the camera down there to get it directly. Maybe. Ooh, maybe. That's an 883. So August of 83, according to the motor. But this is, in a nutshell, just me bringing this bar out of the closet, or off the rack, replacing the domes. I've got new old stock domes, so I'm going to throw those on there, fire this up, get it turning and burning, and then it's going to go back up on the rack. So, interesting little piece of history here. I got asked a question, how do I know this is an FDNY bar? Well, unfortunately, I don't have any documentation, not that you ever have documentation with a light, and the FDNY did not have a special Twinsonic made like the NYPD did. The NYPD Twinsonics usually have a -Z designation, but keep in mind, that's not all of them. A lot of people get hung up on that and say, oh, they were all like that. They're not all like that. Some of the NYPD Twinsonics are also just regular 12Fs, kind of like the FDNY one is. The other giveaway, too, is the fact that on the NYPD Twinsonics, it was just like the Aero Twins, or the NYPD Aero Twins, where I believe it was amber on the front and red in the rear. These are just straight red. So let's go ahead and get these domes back on here, and I will be back to talk about the bar with it as I'm starting to reassemble it. So as I said before, basically swapping these domes. As you can see, these domes are new old stock domes, literally totally minty fresh. It's one of those things that I've been sitting on for a long time, and it's one of those things that eventually I got around to it as I was finding and doing other things. I wanted to dig these out. This is what I had in plans for this project. This is what I've got. So I'm going to keep chugging here as I put this back together, and bear with me as we get this bar back up to where it wants to be, and then I'll get some video of it running. And there it is. I mean, minus some polishing that I can do to the centerpiece because of some fingerprints or some smudges from me just handling it. This is a beautiful bar with new domes. The red and the red clear really pops. Like I said, this is what I wanted to do with these domes, and now that I've got them in place and on it, this is excellent. I'd be hard pressed to actually find something of this in similar condition. Now, before the purists go and flame me alive, the obviously two things aren't original on here. First one is the power cord, as you can see coming off that. Never came with a power cord, so I kind of made my own. Second, and I know I get a lot of booze on this one, but honestly, this bar is never actually going to go back into production or service. The rubber on the bottom, as you can see them down there on the floor, the 4 gaskets that would be put here where my fingers are pointing down here, are not there. I typically don't put them back on my Twinsonic bars if they're just going for display purposes. And if I was going to put this back out into a situation where it was going to be exposed to the elements, I would honestly try to find something better than 40-year-old rubber that they originally used to keep moisture out. So that's just me. But I don't get rid of my rubbers. I actually, well, that sounded pretty dirty. I don't get rid of the rubber gaskets. I actually just put them aside. I almost said I'm going to reuse my rubbers, but yeah, that would have sounded bad. Anyway, I basically hold on to them and just keep them in a box for the most part, and this allows me to basically, if I ever need them or put them back out, I can just restore them back to where they were. But other than that, that's it. This is my video in a nutshell. I can get some up closes because these domes are excellent, so you can get some up closes of what the inside of this looks like. You've seen some of my other 12F videos, so it's pretty much the same thing, just colored filters. These filters, I don't think these filters are really easy to find, let alone colored filters. My understanding is that these are cut down Dietz filters. What Dietz lens it is, I do not know off the top of my head. That's something I'd have to do a little bit of research, but it does have the correct lamps in it. These are 4464 red and clear, which is what's on there. Other than that, let's go ahead and get this thing powered up and you can enjoy that. And there it is in a nutshell. You do get some washout because of the sun. That was one of the problems with these 12Fs anyway. But there it is. Let me get down here and position myself. Sorry about the shaky cam. And there, in a nutshell, that's it. I mean, it's very much alternating. I did not touch the flash pattern on this. This is how I got it. And like I said, people say, well, how do you know this is an FDNY bar? This actually came from a battalion chief, he's now retired battalion chief. I do have a picture of his vehicle and him standing near his vehicle, and it was a, I want to say a Suburban, sometime in the early 80s GMC Suburban with one of these things sitting on it, and that was the bar he says this is from. So that's pretty much all the proof I need, honestly, that this is an FDNY bar. Other than that, there it is. I mean, I'll get up here and do a little bit of a walk around while it's moving. Again, apologize for the shaky cam. Real advanced tech here, obviously. Bar from 1983. But there it is. I mean, it runs pretty quiet. You can barely hear it, if anything. Those are the correct lamps for the flashers. You can also tell the uneven, almost uneven flash rate because of the thermal can flasher there. But that's it. I mean, there's really not much else I can add to this bar. I just wanted to get this done and get this out there. This is beautiful. With clear lenses and colored bulbs, that's very much a work of art, in my opinion. And there goes my power supply yelling at me. So that's it, YouTube. You guys have a good day.